Hello, dear Thai, dear friends, dear brothers and sisters. I need not only the help from my Dharma sharing family, but I need the help of the all Sangha to help me breathe well, because most of the time I'm blocked here, and even more now. So if you can just keep breathing, it will, I think, help me release it. It's already better. So I have kind of a collective question. It's not a personal question. It came through me this night and kept me awake. So, and it even after the meditation, it was still there. So I say, and even now, I always was questioning: is still here, and it a bit evolved. The context is for 4 days we arrived as business people, and in front of us there were monastic people. So it was like two worlds coming together, and for some of us it was maybe the first time we met each other. So there was like a gap. There was like a difference maybe for some of them. And for me, I talk for me. So for me. And over the last days, and especially yesterday, I got some, through the Dharma talk and after the film, I just say, there's not so much difference between monastic people and business people. I mean, we are trying to breathe more now in business. We are trying to bring more mindfulness, actually what they are really good to, or what they're trained to be good to at. And what I heard yesterday, they try to do fundraising, they have advertising, even subtle, but they have a logo, an app, merchandising. They are really good at. I'm inspired from my own business. I started 2 months ago, and I have no logo, I have no client, I have nothing. So I say, actually, I'm learning business with them. That was the first thing I wanted to share. It's not the question. It's the observation. Second things, I really get interest with self-organization in my life, like how we can try to come from an old system with the leader and a pyramidal way of working. There is like kind of horizontal, and then we have like some other system who are more organic. Like we don't really know who is leading right now, but it's shift in the community or in the organization. So I say, okay, we can really learn for each other. And so I have question, and after I have a third thing, but okay, I ask the first question. I would like to know, since Thai is in Vietnam, already Thai, and I don't know how it was before, it was the leader and it was clear, you know what's good, I have no idea. And now, still here in every heart and in a cloud never dies, so is always here, no problem. But still, in the daily organization, I'm asking, how are you functioning? Is it more a pyramidal system in upper hamlet and lower hamlet? Is it more like this, or it's organic? So I'm really curious about it. I can observe, but I don't really know. I don't want to over-interpret some things I observed. And and actually it comes to the last question. We see when you have direct contact with the source, and Thich Nhat Hanh, we can see him as a source, like Buddha was or Jesus. When you have direct contact with him, I think it's different as when you don't have. And so my question for the community for Plum Village is how it is going to work after. Like we know how Buddhism and Christianism evolved over 2,000 of years in so many dogmatical way, and because the leader was not there, they were there, but he was not physically here. So that's heavy question. It's not heavy. It's powerful for me. I just give it here. I don't know what to do with this. I had just the impression I have to deliver this question. That's just what I'm doing. I don't know if I need a response. I deliver.
I guess the question is how are things operating in Plum Village? Because it's not very clear. Who's in charge, right? If someone finds out, let us know, okay? Now that Thai is gone, where is our source? Something like that. Because it's nice to have Jesus and Buddha around and Thai around. Then we don't really have to do anything. So is what happens when Thai is gone and we don't have the source anymore. Something like that. Yeah, that's a question that everybody around the world is having. It's like, what's going to happen to Plum Village? And who's going to be in charge? And the monks and nuns, we kind of laugh at that because we kind of don't know either. We only know how to live as best as we can now. And as you can see, Thai's been not teaching with his presence for 4 years, 4 or 5, almost 5 years. I was recently in Vietnam and I visited Thai, and he seems very at peace, very present with us. And every opportunity he is healthy, he comes out and he eats a meal, and he asks the brothers and sisters to come and sit next to him and eat. He makes sure you have enough food. And if you don't have food, he'll sit there and wait, and he won't eat until you have food. So that's is a way of sharing his love. It's very beautiful. And also when he received the Congress people, Thai was also very present. And he stayed the whole time they were there with us. And one senator said, Thai, you helped me you taught me how to smile. And now I smile and I see the world so differently. You changed my life. And Thai smiled back at him. And he was like so happy, So Thai is continuing to do his work. He's not retired, but he's doing differently now. For us here, Thai has been training us ever since I know coming into the community is to not to rely on the Sangha, to rely in the brothers and sisters. And there are structural things like the elders. There's an elder council, elder brothers and sisters who have been around for 10, 15, 20, 30 years. And I guess the Dharma Teacher Council. There's a Bhikkhu Council, the monks, and they all have the same system. The sisters have the same, and we also interact. The Dharma Teacher Council has a sister and the brothers, and we share like the teaching, the retreats, everything. We hold together. And so I guess you call it how things run is mixture. We call it like the seniority, the ones who have big experience, who've been here, as well as a more democratic, hearing points of views from our younger ones. So we have meetings where we're open, and then the young brothers and sisters share, and we apply what they share, their insight, and then it goes to the bhikkhu, and Bhikkhuni Council. So we decide everything together as a community. And it's very hard as a, it's nicer, sometimes more efficient to have somebody say what to do. But I think it's more beneficial and more, I would say our system more like a forest, like a forest, an ecosystem. Many diversity of points of view between the brothers and sisters, the different culture. And so we begin to see the forest more. We value the forest more than any individual tree, branch, or leaf, or flower. We see it as that's what the Sangha means. That's what community means. So that's what's happening here. So sometimes we take role being the decision, or like when I'm on tour, I'm kind of like the one heading, taking care of the tour. And then another time is another brother, another sister. So we also take turn kind of leading or kind of being responsible for a particular thing. Or sometimes it's a group of brothers and sisters who are like the organizer, they're in charge of this retreat. Everything goes through them. And then when they're done with this retreat, in 2 weeks, there will be a science retreat. There will be another group of brothers and sisters and some lay friends. You see, so we also have that role, but it's also rotating, which is very nice because everyone gets to experience what it's like to actually have to be responsible and to lead. And the suffering that involves with that. Therefore, when you're following, you really enjoy following. It's like, please, tell me what to do. You really enjoy it because you know what it takes. It's not easy, And it's also not easy just to follow, even though you don't agree with it. But we learn to follow because sometimes it's not the best, but we learn to let go because next time it will be different, and then different. So you stay longer, you begin to see it's not really important. The important is that there's a forest, and people are coming to the forest, and so you see the bigger picture, and the little nitpicky individual, my idea, your idea, or who's in charge, or how come he, those things become they become a little bit more. They're important, but they're a background, they're not so, so in terms of, and we're still figuring it out, this is only 4 or 5 years, and Thai was doing that already when we were here, and Thai would say, no, let the Sangha decide. We'd always come to Thai, tell us what to do, let the Sangha decide. And we have to go meet, and then meet 3 times, and we'll go to Thai, we can't decide, and it's like, go meet again. 4 meetings sometime, and because we cannot move forward unless everyone feels like they can let go. It's not like you vote and you get the majority, but whoever is not agreeing, learn to let go. So we have to learn to use loving speech. So consensus, the way things move, is actually through letting go rather than getting what you want. So our system here is quite inefficient as a business. It's very time-consuming. But this is our happiness, I guess, and our suffering, because it does cause some suffering in others who come with a different mindset. It's like, how come things are so slow here to change? And then that's like, after 4 or 5 years, you begin to see. And in 10 years, you begin to see, well, actually things do change. But they change differently than how you think they should change. And anyway, my own experience in the system here. And I'll just tell you a short answer about Thai is, sometimes Thai being present physically is an obstacle to our practice. Because we just rely on Thai. And we don't touch what Thai wants us to touch, which is our own peace, our own liberation, our own transformation. So sometimes we just rely on a source. We forget that we have a source. So I think for me, the last 4 or 5 years, my walking is different. The way I look is different. I'm beginning to see with my teacher's eye, his feet, learning to drink tea, like really drink tea. And when I drink tea, and then I feel Thai really present. So I don't get caught in the, Thai is a physical body, but I see Thai in everyone who's actually coming here, doing their best. And this is, who, those of you who've been to Plum Village, this is exactly what Thai have been trying to teach us. But because Thai was there, sometimes we are lazy. But now Thai is not here, we go, why should I go to walking meditation? Who's leading? Oh, the little sister over there, Why should I go? I should sit here and just talk with my friends. You see, where is Thai? So we have to ask that question, where is the source? And then that will, if you keep that as a mantra, the source will reveal itself within us. And I think this is a very important, teaching that our teacher is teaching us right now by his physical relocation. He's a non-local Thai. Yeah?
If I can complete, because actually there was thank you very much. Thank you for the response. The last part of the question, I just come up in organization when we try to function like a forest, because it's really also coming into organization. I don't know if you heard about this organical. So the forest image, I think it's already also coming to the business world. And but when we try, because we are not so practicing so much like here, and even here, a lot of monks say, okay, we are still human. So there is a question of conflict in business, in family, everywhere. So again, I would like to have some insight from Plum Village, because the question is, how can we deal with conflict without someone from outside the system? I have the impression when you're with a system, when you have a system and there is conflict inside, to have inside, it's easy once, well, you understood.
Usually the conflict comes because we are dualistic. We think we're different from them. They are the ones we're competing with. Their success is a competition to us. Their idea is different from us. So when we practice, we begin to see actually the relationship between what they're trying to achieve and what we're trying to achieve. So the son and the father, they have conflict because they think they're different. So the father thinks he has to be the father. But the father can be the son. He can be the friend. He can maybe not be the father, be something else. Be a dog, play with the child. You see, you get caught in I am the father, listen to me. I am the mother, I am just a mother. But the mother can also be a non-mother. And so that kind of into being a way of looking and not getting caught with positions. In the CEO, I'm a CEO. I have an office. I'm important. These are the workers. These are the employees. They work for me. I pay for them. These things actually, that's where conflicts come from, because we make these conventions become a thing, And then, why are not listening to me? And then your pride comes up, your ego. And then you become, So conflict comes because we do not see that actually they're struggling, and maybe I let go a little bit and I can understand what they're trying to share. These employees or these colleagues. So we have identities, positions, titles, and I think that's a kind of what we're trying to do here, to actually help us come back to the connection that we have with each other. So conflict, usually if you look at it, the source, it comes from a kind of like assigning groups. So I share that with families. We do family retreats, and a lot of it comes because the parents cannot let go of their role as a parent, and the child cannot let go of their child and see from the point of view of the parents. And same thing with, I guess, employee and employer, or client and what do you call them? These different roles. So I think that's something we can touch with meditation. Remove our ideas. I am, the boyfriend. I am the girlfriend. So we have an idea about it. Okay, I'm a woman. He's a man. And then there's only ways of relating. And so I think with meditation, we can go deeper and see the interconnection